You put him as an underachiever.
Yes, because that's how much I believe in him. I think that Shaquille O'Neal, he could have rivaled Michael Jordan as being the best player ever if he would have put more effort into his game.
Who could stop him?
Shaquille O'Neal can stop himself, and that's exactly what he did.
But I guess my thing, I think what Antoine is trying to say is, like the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If nobody can stop him, if he's running over people and the refs ain't calling it, I mean.
Now, on the other hand,
that's how I'm looking at it.
Him missing on the free throws, that cost him a lot of points.
No, that's true.
It's true.
Now, the free throw line hurt him. I get that.
And he was never the dominant rebounder he should have been.
True.
Well, he wasn't a dominant shot blocker either.
Okay, I understand that too. But he has generated 4 championships. 4.
And he carried the Lakers.
If you listen to my reason, I'm not saying that he's a bad player.
You're just saying that he could have did more.
You're saying he could
have
done more.
Ability to
he had the ability
to be better
to rival Michael Jordan as the best player to ever play the game.
I've seen a lot of talented folks that if they lived up to their potential, they would have done that. I'm not gonna pick Shaq out of all of them. J.R. Smith was an underachiever by those words. Before there was LeBron, it was supposed to be J.R. Smith. Yeah. He just a head case.
J.R. Smith, you talking about the one from Charlotte and the Knicks?
Yeah, he was drafted out of high school. He was pretty good in high school.
Oh, he was supposed to be LeBron.
Yeah.
He can do everything on the court. He just doesn't want to.
He smoked weed on.
I mean, I get what you're saying. He could have done more. He could have been the greatest to ever play. We could have watched one of the greatest.
And that's all I'm saying.
But 4 championships.
I just think,
especially me being a Hawks fan, I ain't seen one come through here. I respect 4
Oh,
championships.
and I've even heard Shaquille O'Neal kind of lean toward what I'm saying here. He said in his press conference when he retired. It's just that when I just look at him and I watched Shaquille from the first day he stepped on the court at LSU, and I knew he was special. And I said, man, he get his game together, he's gonna be amazing. Because right now he just playing with power, and he did learn. He got to be amazing on Phil Jackson. But if he swallowed his pride a little bit, swallowed some of that ego, he would have won 7, 8 championships. And that goes for Kobe too. But Kobe, I don't put him in his category because I think Kobe is what he is. I don't think he couldn't be any more better. I think Shaq.
He could take it to another.
This is Kobe.
Especially
this is Shaq.
Yeah. Especially as a son.
You know, that's what I'm saying. That's how much I believe in Shaquille O'Neal. I'm a big fan of him, and I think he could have been the best player ever.
I want to touch on something really quick.
Touch it.
This is a little touchy subject with when you talk about bust and where they were drafted. Antoine, who's your number 2 guy you had on the list?
Josh Childress.
Josh Childress. Even though he is a bust, I do not blame the Hawks for taking him. You took the guy that was big in college basketball. But correct me if I'm wrong, he was on the cover of the college basketball game. He was on the cover of magazines. He was hitting big shots. He was a 6'10" 2 guard.
6'9", yeah, 2 guard.
Oh, 6'9" 2 guard that can do a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah.
He is a bust, and I didn't want him here, but I don't blame the Hawks for taking him. I just don't.
I blame him for taking him because I watched his game when he was at Stanford.
Yeah,
and I looked at what the situation of where the Hawks was at. He was not the right guy to draft.
No.
I can't even remember that draft, but I would have took whoever was above him or below him. I would have took whoever that was.
I think Eagle Dollar went a little later, but Eagle Dollar was very raw back then.
I was very high on Josh Smith in that draft.
Yeah.
I was very high. And I know I picked the right one of the 2. Josh Childress was horrible. I won't say he was horrible.
He could shoot now. Come on.
What?
No.
He couldn't shoot?
He would. Now coming off the bench, he was their best 3-point shooter off the bench.
Boy, you was smoking weed up in that Hawk's nest. That boy couldn't shoot to save his life.
Josh Childress jump shot made you live quick.
Let me ask you something. If Jigsaw had you tied up and had a gun in your face, and he told Josh Childress to hit a shot, and if he hit, you live. If he miss, you gonna die. You want him to be the one taking that shot?
I just send to him, and that's all.
Yeah, you gonna send it. Cause you dead. That boy cannot shoot.
Now,
He's a
I
good.
want-
He's a slasher.
I want y'all quick opinion on this bust. My first one, Gilbert Arenas. Dude
Hey.
had a lot of talent.
I actually disagree with you with
I
that.
disagree too.
Because Gilbert Arenas was drafted in the second round.
He was
And
easy
you
pick.
look at this dude went from being drafted in the second round and getting a $100 million contract,
No,
and also being very viable in the NBA playoffs for 3 to 5 years with the Washington
But the
Wizards.
reason why I said that was just the way he threw his career.
Well, he's a butthole, and I mean you can't gauge his buttholeism. He just was a jerk.
But for him to throw his career away over just stupid stuff, come on now.
Hey man, he about that life.
Nah.
No.
Tomorrow's
I
Critton is.
ain't gonna say that.
Critton is definitely about that life.
Critton like click cat cop back.
Now I know
Yeah,
that me
like-
and him had the same person with Michael Beasley.
I disagree with that.
I slapped.
You wanna know why I disagree with that? God.
Go ahead.
You wanna know why I disagree with Michael
Steven
Beasley?
Jackson punch you.
You know why I disagree with
It's
that?
gonna be a fight in Detroit. Come on now, with it. Come on with it.
You wanna know why? You wanna know why?
I'm listening.
He wasn't good anyway.
Well, he ain't play nobody.
He wasn't good anyway.
But you know what?
Okay.
He wasn't Michael Beasley. You watch this. I know you probably high. You wasn't good anyway.
But what are we talking about?
You go against.
Yup.
Let me talk to
What we
Michael.
talking about?
Let me talk to Michael Beasley real quick. You go against Pacific. You go against Pacific University. You got 30 points.
Yeah,
You
he
got
wasn't good
7
no.
rebounds. You got 5 assists. You done hit 3 3-pointers.
He played
Oh,
with
you
Detroit,
doing
man.
just a fine job out there on the court. And then next thing you know, you go against the University of Kentucky. You got 5 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 personal fouls, and you got the most turnovers of anybody on the court.
And a hair drunk ball of Gatorade.
You're a hot, steaming piece of garbage. I never thought you was a good player. And
Number
you're
two.
proving. And all you are now is a shooter.
And number 2. What?
Ain't that good no more?
What?
People laughed at me when I said Blake Griffin was better than you. And everybody that laughed, you deserve to die. And I hope you burn in Madagascar.
Let me ask y'all a question. I feel like all my underachievers were guys that if the young basketball watcher now would look at TV, they'd be like, oh, they was an amazing player. Well, one of these guys I really want to talk about. Rasheed Wallace. Like, I see people like clamoring over Kevin Love.
Right.
Clamoring over the likes of what's my guy in Portland?
Aldridge.
Aldridge.
Saying he's the best power forward, one of the best power forwards.
Yeah, I mean, so many of these guys now can rebound and score points and nothing else, and they're all stars. This guy did everything on the court, could do it very well outside. I don't like the fact that he took almost, I think he took over 3 3-pointers a game. He shot 2, but I mean, he can go do anything on the court. You told him to.
Agreed.
He never stepped up to be the man.
Well, in Detroit he did.
He never stepped up to be the man.
Okay, you say so.
He caused himself to be a detriment to the team until later in his career when he decided to get his act together. I mean, we can say that. I mean, later in his career, okay, yeah, you started to play better, but by then, we looking at you like you're a specialist.
You won
And he wasn't
championship.
one.
Yeah, but you know the song, both of y'all players, each one of y'all players, they was on team together. Whoever it was when they was in Washington.
Oh, you talking about earlier?
Oh,
You
Juwan
talking about
Howard,
yeah.
With Juwan Howard. And he didn't do
And
nothing.
Jawan Howard was a small forward. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I was 2 I disagreed with you on. You said Vince Carter and Tyson Chandler. I understand why you said Tyson Chandler, but I think I have to give him credit because he was heading to being a bust. Wait a minute. He was heading to be a bust,
And you saying that
Him and Eddie Curry, they was like 2 trains on a collision course to Bustville. Now, what Tyson Chandler did, and I think going to New Orleans helped him. Byron Scott must have said, "Look, hey, you need to be a specialist, cause this crap you trying to do ain't working." And I think he really honed in on a particular skill set that kept him in the lead. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he don't deserve to be on the list, but I just think that your reasoning, he's just another guy.